Hi guys, and welcome to the Birmingham vs Sunderland match review. Now, as you can probably glean from the title of the video, I am Beal out. I never was his biggest fan. However, I was kind of the approach of, yeah, I don't want him here. However, it's very early doors. It's not going to happen, so I'm not going to be one of them that are just constantly hashtag Beal out and screaming that from the rooftops. But, you know, what this man has done and is doing, and not just because of today's result or even last result, but this man, and it's so evident now, he is sapping the life from this young group of lads who, even during difficult periods of Mowbray being here, he's sapping their enjoyment out of the game. You can see they are absolutely and utterly miserable playing the game. And before getting to the review, and this is why I'm going to address this quickly now, he brought TRAI HUME off later on in the game. He picked up a booking. TRAI HUME comes off, gets himself off the pitch, and he goes to shake Beal's hand. And Beal totally blanks him and gives him the cold shoulder, refuses to shake hands with TRAI HUME. Who the fuck are you, Beal? Who are you? Do you know what I mean? Where is this egotistical knobhead come from? And I know that Rangers fans warned us about this, but we all agreed with you, man. We all agreed with Rangers. We never said, none of us said, okay, let's go get Beal. But they warned us of this. Like, what has he done in the game for him to have such an inflated ego when he's achieved jack shit apart from bring down any fucker who comes into contact with him? And that's what he seems to be doing with these lads. And that's not me. By the way, the players need to take blame. I said it in the last one. I'm going to be consistent. The players need to take blame as and when it's fit, right? And the players do need to take blame. These lads aren't perfect, but this group of lads, despite not being perfect, and I don't think they're anywhere near the finished article, they should be performing a hell of a lot better, and we are fully aware of how good this group could be, but they are performing way under par and have done from the second that knobhead set foot through the door. Right? And when it gets to the point where he's blanking his own players when they're trying to shake hands with him after he's brought him off, you're done, lad. You're done. How he can continue is beyond me. He better not come up with something. He will do. He'll come up with some jack shit excuse of, oh, I didn't quite see him, or something like that, if it is brought to his attention. But, you know, how far was Sunderland Football Club expected to go with Ricky Gervais at the fucking helm? Jesus Christ, man. But, right, I'm going to go into the review now. I'm just fuming, man. I'm absolutely fuming. It isn't even just a result. It's just... He just disgusts me. He's an absolute dickhead, man. Absolute dickhead. But we go into the game, and I thought the starting 11 were baffling for me. Burstow starts, even though Rooson's looked infinitely more dangerous. But Burstow starts ahead of him. Job's in there as well, even though he's been poor. He gets the go-ahead. You've got lads like Rig, Al-Sheesh, Hamia, who, as I keep on screaming for the rooftops, they must be sat on the bench thinking, how the fuck are these lads who were just showing us that despite however you play, you're going to get cemented in the team lineup. It just made no sense. And the ones that he did chop and change, it made zero sense whatsoever. Burstow, who's looked just as bad as fucking James Vaughan, he's somehow getting in ahead of Hamia, who Hamia come on for the last 4 minutes of the game, and he was busting a gut trying to get something to happen. He did bring Roosson on eventually, but he had one touch. His first touch was in the 94th minute, Roosson, and he had to come deep to get it. But either way, so I'm losing track here. But we started off with Mundle on the right-hand side as well. Bar drops to the bench. And first half, and you might think that if we did see this out as a win, I might have been different, but it would have papered over the cracks 100% for me. Because first half, it was decent to the degree where, you know, Huddersfield, and this is what baffled me, and I said this online earlier, with Huddersfield, what absolutely baffles me that the lads started with zero interest. They looked uninterested. They looked like they down tools from the second we started. There was zero press. Everyone's walking around the pitch and Huddersfield are fighting for their lives. And that was from the start to finish against Huddersfield. It was unacceptable. A lot of that is thrown on the players, but Beal is managing this team as well. So what was good to see, that scraping the barrel, was that they looked like they were somewhat arsed. That was it. They looked somewhat arsed, right? So we have a little bit of a press to our game, but let's be totally honest. All of our key chances, the handful of key chances we did have, was Birmingham's errors, which again, you have to play for that. You have to press for that, so we'll give that to the lads. And for the first sort of 5 minutes or so, I thought that Birmingham looked on top. They were really up for it. Of course, we've got a sellout crowd. But then we did start to get control. They were very sloppy on it. They were giving it away constantly. And we were creating chances from their consistent errors. And eventually, Clark does nick it off him and he buries it in the bottom right corner to make it 1-0. We had further opportunities to put ourselves in front as well, to keep on going. But we managed to see it out to half-time and we looked somewhat comfortable because of Birmingham's errors. But of course, half-time, and we know Mowbray's good with his team talks, or at least he can be good with his team talks, and they're going to be a different beast, so we need to up it in the second half. Second half, it looked like we were fucking 4-0 down. The way the lads come out, we dropped considerably in yards. The tempo was not existent. Zero. Zilch. Nothing. Nil. But fucking nothing. It was mental to think. And then he slowly watched us. We didn't get out the fucking half until about an hour into it. More than that. About 62nd, 63rd minute. And it's again, how many times have I said it since Beal has come? And I'm watching us slowly go downhill. And he's stood there on the sidelines, totally still, arms folded, like, yeah, this'll do it. This'll do it. He does not change shit until something happens. And what did happen is Birmingham got the goal that they absolutely thoroughly deserved because they were battering us. There was just ping ball in our area. We could see we were screaming for changes. They figured us out a little bit. Legs were tiring after a bit of a press in the first half. That's only natural. That happens. But again, he watches it just filtered into the fucking ground and then he starts doing shit. And even then, I say that, it took about another 10 minutes after conceding and Birmingham still being on top for us to make a change. But again, our only real opportunity come from their mistake with a little bit of the press going somehow. And Job wins it off him. It ends up being almost like 2-on-1. It's Job up against the defender, just him, and then to his left is Clark. He needs to give it to Clark. He needs to, but what does Job do? Because he's against his former club, he tries to make it the Job show, and he performs several step-overs and several of the largest and slowest step-overs the world has ever fucking seen before getting the ball nicked off him. And that would have been a quick 2-1. And we might have scraped a 2-1 win, and it would have been paper over the cracks, but it would have been 3 points. But no, they go straight up the other end, and it's pinball in the box. Pinball in the box, several chances to try and get it away. They took it away. Anyway, Patterson again, absolutely weak as piss. He has no commanding of the area at all. He's got fucking wrists of Weetabix. It's terrible at times. You know, he has gone downhill as well in recent weeks. But there we go. And then he makes a handful of changes, all in which didn't really affect the game. Oh, guys, But then, like I said, the Hume incident, you know, it would have been annoying to lose the game anyway. Birmingham deserve it, and it would have been annoying anyway. However, when you're refusing to shake the hand of one of your own players, or ignoring him at least, and you can see Hume he's dangling his hand there, and a couple of times he's gone for it, and then he hasn't looked at him, and it looks like TRAI HUME is saying something to try and get his attention, and he's just there like that. I don't know. I can't really. It's just poor. He just needs to go. It's unacceptable, and it's so heartbreaking to see the lads. I get it. It's a young group of lads. We're not going to win every game. The inconsistency has killed us. There was the stat I saw earlier. I think it was for every 3 games unbeaten we've gone since November, we've immediately lost 2 games after, and that's inconsistency. That isn't going to see you in the top 6. But what we did see last season, even through the bad parts of Toto, like I said, we saw a team that was unified, even through the imperfections. They were unified, they looked happy, they were enjoying the game. And I'm seeing it, and I kept on mentioning it in reviews and previews, reviews, and live streams. And a lot of people think I'm looking a bit too much into it. But when I'm seeing the lads come off the bus, and they look like they're coming off the back of a 4-0 defeat when they haven't even started the game yet, there's an issue there. He doesn't have the lads on side, in my opinion. And he just chats absolute shite. But there we go. I don't really know what else to say, guys. I'm just going to get myself wound up again. I'm totally Beal out. Not just because of the result, but because of that with TRAI HUME. That's an incident that I feel like it's unforgivable. Who the fuck do you think you are, man? Do you know what I mean? Who are you? But there we go. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like the button. Hit the like button. Can't be arsed. I'm knackered. See you later, guys. Enjoy.